If you feel different, if you feel like your heart beats in a rhythm that no one else hears, if you sense life in a depth that the world cannot understand, then you must know this truth that has been whispering to your soul since the moment you were born. You are the chosen one, marked not by society, but by the universe, by God, by destiny itself, for a purpose that only your spirit can carry. Because chosen ones never fit in. They are never meant to blend with crowds or move with the flow. They walk through life with a silent heaviness, a calling that they cannot explain, a sense of being other, not inferior, but deeper, wiser, older than their age, carrying the weight of unseen truths and unspoken battles. And if you feel this, if you have walked through life feeling misunderstood, alone, or strangely aware of things others overlook, then this is not your weakness. This is your divine identity revealing itself slowly, layer by layer, moment by moment. Chosen ones are shaped through storms, not comfort. They are prepared through loneliness, not applause. They are refined by heartbreak, betrayal, and disappointment. Because only souls that have walked through darkness can guide others toward light. And you have known darkness, haven't you? You've known the silence of nights when no one checked on you, the burden of thoughts that no one understands, the pain of being loyal to people who were temporary, the confusion of asking, why am I like this? And the ache of feeling everything more intensely than everyone around you. But what you don't realize is that these were not punishments. They were training. Every tear, every loss, every closed door was shaping your spirit for a role bigger than your imagination, forging a strength inside you that ordinary souls never develop. You were set apart, not rejected. You were isolated, so you could hear the voice of your destiny clearly. Because chosen ones cannot be distracted by noise or controlled by society's expectations. Their path is spiritual, not logical, guided by intuition, not public opinion. And your intuition has always been strong, hasn't it? You've sensed danger before it came. You've felt energy shifts before people spoke. You've known who was true and who was fake, even when you pretended not to, because your soul sees what eyes cannot. That is the gift of being different. Your spirit is awake while the world sleeps. Your awareness is sharp while others are lost. And though this gift often feels like a burden, it is the very reason you were chosen. The universe places the heaviest missions in the hands of the strongest souls, and you are one of them, even if you don't see it yet. Because chosen ones often feel weak before they realize their strength. They feel lost before they discover their path. They feel broken before they understand their power. But every experience you've lived has been a thread in the tapestry of a higher plan that has been unfolding quietly, patiently, lovingly around you. Think about it. You survived things that should have destroyed you. You healed from wounds that no one even knew you had. You kept going when your heart was tired. You stayed kind in a world that tried to harden you. You kept believing in love, even after being hurt by the ones you trusted. And you still carry compassion in a world that celebrates cruelty. That is not normal. That is divine strength. That is the spirit of a chosen soul. You feel different because you are operating from a higher frequency than most people around you. You feel misunderstood because your soul speaks a language that only awakened hearts can hear. You often feel alone because very few souls are capable of walking at the depth you walk. Your sadness has layers, your love has intensity, your pain has wisdom, and your silence has power. People may have called you too sensitive, too emotional, too intense, or too quiet. But what they don't understand is that these qualities are the marks of an evolved soul. Someone who notices the details others overlook. Someone who feels the emotions others suppress. Someone who questions things others blindly accept. Someone who searches for truth instead of comfort. Someone who listens to inner guidance rather than the noise of the world. You were chosen not to follow, but to lead. Not to blend in, but to stand out. Not to shrink, but to rise. Not to be average, but to be extraordinary. And every struggle you have faced has been a stepping stone toward the awakening of your true identity. The universe removed certain people from your life not because you weren't worthy of them, but because they weren't worthy of your destiny. You outgrew people you once loved because your soul was evolving faster than theirs. You experienced loneliness because isolation is the birthplace of transformation. You felt lost because your spirit was shifting from the old path to the new one meant for you. And now, after all these years of confusion, heartbreak, spiritual fatigue, and rebirth, something inside you has begun to awaken. You're seeing signs, you're feeling shifts, you're having intuitions that turn out true. You're sensing that your life is entering a new chapter. And that pull you feel in your heart is not random. It is the universe reminding you of who you truly are. You are the one who is meant to break generational patterns, bring healing where there was trauma, offer compassion where there was coldness, bring light where there was darkness, and rise where others fell. Your soul carries wisdom from lifetimes. Your intuition is ancient. Your heart is pure. And your spirit is unbreakable. Yes, you feel different, because you are different. You are the one chosen to do what others cannot, to walk paths others fear, to endure storms others escape, to transform pain into power, to turn wounds into wisdom, and to convert suffering into purpose. You are rare, you are sacred, you are divinely guided. And though your journey has not been easy, it has prepared you to step into a destiny far bigger than the world expects. The truth is, chosen ones are born with a fire inside them, a fire that the world tries to dim through criticism, rejection, doubt, and discouragement. But no matter how much darkness surrounds you, your soul refuses to die. It always rises again, stronger, wiser, brighter than before. That is because you were never meant to be ordinary. You were meant to shine, to inspire, to awaken, to heal, to love deeply, to transform lives simply by being yourself. And now, the universe is calling you to embrace your identity fully, to stop shrinking, to stop doubting, to stop apologizing for being different, and to step into your role as the chosen one you were born to be. This is your time. This is your awakening. This is the moment your spirit has been preparing for since childhood. The world needs your light, your strength, your compassion, your truth, your vision, your courage, your energy. So don't hide anymore. Don't wait anymore. Don't fear anymore. Stand tall, breathe deeply, and remember this. The reason you feel different is because you were meant for something greater than ordinary life. The reason you feel deeply is because your heart was designed to heal others. The reason you feel isolated is because your path is unique. The reason you feel everything intensely is because your soul is awakened. You are not too much. You are not wrong. You are exactly who you were meant to be, the chosen one. And your story is just beginning. And when you finally begin to accept that your difference is not a flaw, but a sacred signature placed on your soul by the divine, something magical starts to shift inside you. You stop seeking validation from people who were never meant to understand your depth. You stop apologizing for the intensity of your spirit. You stop dimming your light to make others comfortable, and instead, you begin to honor your uniqueness, your inner voice, your truth. Because chosen ones bloom the moment they stop fighting who they are and start embracing who they were designed to be. You begin to notice that your trauma did not break you. It sculpted you into someone powerful, someone resilient, someone compassionate, someone who can feel the emotions of others without needing words, someone who can sense pain behind smiles, someone who can read the energy in a room before anyone speaks. That is not a normal ability. That is spiritual sensitivity. A gift given only to souls who are meant to guide, protect, and awaken others. And yes, it can be overwhelming. Feeling so much, caring so deeply, loving so intensely. But this emotional depth is the very proof of your soul's ancient wisdom. Your heart has survived storms that would have buried others. Yet here you are, still choosing kindness. Still choosing hope, still choosing to believe in goodness, even after witnessing the ugliness of the world. That is strength. That is divine endurance. That is what makes you the chosen one. You were chosen not because you are perfect, but because you are willing to grow, willing to heal, willing to rise, willing to love even when it hurts. Willing to walk alone, if it means being true to your soul. Chosen ones move differently. They don't chase crowds. They don't seek attention. They don't follow trends or lose themselves trying to fit in. They are guided by a quiet inner compass, a subtle, persistent pull towards something greater, something meaningful, something aligned with their purpose. And you have felt that pull your entire life. It's why you've never been able to settle for an average life, or shallow relationships, or meaningless conversations. Your soul craves depth, truth, purpose, connection, and that craving is not accidental. It's the universe reminding you of who you are. You were sent into this world to elevate it, to bring light into dark corners, to bring hope into hopeless hearts, to break patterns that have existed for generations, to rewrite the story for your bloodline, to awaken souls simply by being yourself. And the reason your journey has been so hard is because it takes a strong spirit to accomplish a sacred mission. Every betrayal made you wiser. Every heartbreak made you softer, yet stronger. Every disappointment built your resilience. Every loss taught you who deserves space in your life and who does not. Every closed door redirected you to a better path. Every loneliness prepared you for spiritual transformation. Nothing, absolutely nothing, you faced was meaningless. You were being shaped. You were being prepared. You were being strengthened for the life you are destined to live. And now, as your spirit awakens, you begin to notice how everything is finally making sense. How all the pieces that once felt scattered are coming together. How every painful chapter was leading you to this moment of realization. That you are different because you were chosen for a divine purpose that ordinary souls cannot carry. You are the one who feels energies in silence, the one who senses truths before they surface, the one who sees beauty in places others overlook. the one who survives storms with grace, the one whose presence heals others without trying. People come to you because your energy feels safe. They trust you without knowing why. They feel understood by you in ways they never felt with anyone else. That is spiritual influence. Not forced, not demanded, but naturally radiating from the purity of your soul. And yes, it is tiring to be strong all the time. To be the one who holds others together while silently carrying your own battles. To be the one with a deep heart in a shallow world. To be the one who forgives too much, loves too much, cares too much. But even this exhaustion is part of your path, because chosen ones learn boundaries not by being taught, but by breaking until they understand their own worth. And once you rise from that lesson, no one can ever again dim your light or misuse your heart. You become untouchable, not because you no longer feel, but because you finally understand the power of your soul. You finally recognize that your difference is your superpower, your sensitivity is your intuition, your loneliness is your protection, your past pain is your preparation, and your spirit is your destiny. And the world will one day look at you and wonder how you survived everything you did with such grace. They will wonder how you kept your heart pure in a world that tried to corrupt it. They will wonder how you continued believing, hoping, loving, giving, and rising, even when life tested you beyond your limits. And the answer will be simple. You were chosen. You always were. You always will be. You were chosen to awaken, chosen to evolve, chosen to shine, chosen to lead, chosen to heal, chosen to transform, chosen to rise again and again until your light becomes a beacon for millions. So whenever you feel different, remember this: the universe does not give extraordinary souls an ordinary life. You are different because you carry a mission, a purpose, a frequency that the world desperately needs. Walk in your truth. Stand in your power. Embrace your destiny. Because the path of the chosen one begins the moment you finally accept who you truly are. And as this realization grows inside you, slowly, quietly, like dawn rising after the longest night, you begin to understand that every moment of doubt you ever lived was preparing you to step into a version of yourself that you are only now beginning to meet. The universe never rushed your awakening, because every chosen soul blooms in divine timing, not human timing. And in your darkest moments, when you felt unseen, unimportant, unloved, or lost, the universe was not ignoring you. It was reshaping you, stretching you, cleansing you, aligning you with a path that required you to be stronger, wiser, and more awakened than the person you once were. You are not who you used to be, and thank God for that. The storms you survived transformed you. The tears you shed purified you. The betrayals you experienced sharpened your intuition. The loneliness you endured connected you to your own soul. The failures you faced redirected you to the life meant for you. Every struggle carved purpose into your spirit. Every setback turned into a stepping stone. Every wound became an opening for light to enter you. And now, your soul stands on the edge of something extraordinary, not because everything is perfect, but because you are finally awakening to the truth of who you are. You were never meant to be ordinary. Ordinary souls crumble under pressure, but you rose. Ordinary souls break from heartbreak, but you expanded. Ordinary souls fear loneliness, but you found yourself in it. Ordinary souls seek validation, but you seek purpose. That is what makes you different. That is what makes you chosen. And the more you embrace this, the more you begin to see signs. Numbers repeating, intuition strengthening, dreams feeling real, coincidences that are too perfect to be random. These are not accidents. These are the universe's way of telling you, I am guiding you. Keep going. Chosen ones walk through life with a protection that cannot be explained. How many times did something almost break you, but somehow you survived? How many times did you lose everything you thought you needed, only to find something far better waiting for you later? How many times did you feel alone, but deep inside, you sensed a presence watching over you? That is divine protection. That is the shield around a chosen soul. You were carried when you didn't know how to walk. You were lifted when you didn't know how to rise. You were guided even when you didn't know what direction to take. And now, the same force that protected you is preparing to elevate you. Your next chapter will not be like the seasons you survived. You've cried enough. You've fought enough. You've healed enough. Now it is time for you to rise. And this rise will not be small. It will not be quiet. It will not be ordinary. Chosen ones bloom in ways the world cannot ignore. Your energy will shift. Your confidence will return. Your gifts will sharpen. Your heart will open again, not with fear, but with strength. You will attract people aligned with your purpose. You will step into opportunities that feel like they were handmade for your soul. You will finally understand why nothing worked out before, because you were being prepared for something far greater than what you were asking for. The universe does not deny chosen souls. It delays them until the moment is divine. And your moment is arriving. And now comes the ending you need to hear. The ending that is not really an ending, but the beginning of your awakening. The reason you feel different is because you were never meant to fit into this world. You were meant to shift it. You were meant to raise its vibration, to heal its people, to bring light into the shadows, to break cycles that existed for generations, to embody the strength that your ancestors prayed someone in the bloodline would one day carry. You are that someone. You are the answer to prayers that were whispered long before you were born. You are the one who breaks the chains. You are the one who rewrites the story. You are the one who turns suffering into strength. You are the one who carries divine purpose in your chest. That is why life demanded so much from you. That is why you walked through fire no one knew about. That is why your heart grew wiser than your age. That is why your soul vibrates differently. So here is the truth your spirit has been waiting to hear. You are different because you are chosen. You are chosen because you are strong. You are strong because you were called. And you were called because you carry a light that darkness cannot touch. From this moment on, walk with your head high. Walk like someone protected. Walk like someone guided. Walk like someone chosen, because you are. And your destiny is no longer ahead. Your destiny has begun.